I think it's fair to say that the Oklahoma City Thunder are the best young team in the NBA. So before we start today's video, I want to hear down below in the comments, what do you think the Oklahoma City Thunder are going to be this year? Are they going to be like an 8th seed? Are they going to be a very good lottery team where they're probably like the 14th, 13th pick? Or just completely, are they just going to collapse and be like top pick? So let's talk about it. And I think it's just so much fun to watch this team because they have so many players. Like, the first guy I love is Lou Dort. I know he didn't have a huge game like he did the other day, but he's a guy who can be one of the better two-way players in the NBA. But the man who everybody was hyping up in the preseason, that everybody loves, and it seems like he really has a chance to be an all-star, is Darius Bazley. He was the 23rd pick in 2019, and this year he's having like a decent year, like a decent second season. After averaging only 18 minutes in his rookie year, he's averaging 30 minutes a night, and he is making like the effort to be a better player. Yeah, I know his efficiencies aren't good right now, but I think that's just the product of it only being 5 games. But he's had multiple games now with double-digit rebounds. For a guy who is 6'8", and came into the league a little bit over 200 pounds, he's now 208 pounds. And he is showing that he can be a double-double machine. I really think this man could be one of the better power forwards in the league. I think he has the potential to do that. And, you know, obviously the sky's the ceiling for this guy. He has so much potential, so much athleticism. If you guys didn't know the Darius Bazley story, he could have gone D1. He could have played in the G League, and he originally was going to play in the G League, but he decided to do this $1 million New Balance internship. And, you know, it was really cool to see him, and he's developing also into a great shot blocker. He averages at least 1.5 blocks a game, and every single game he's had at least 1 block, and he's had 2 games so far with 2 blocks. I just think this guy just has so much energy. He'll be guarding somebody on the perimeter like a stretch 4, or sometimes he'll be switched onto a small forward, and he can guard them. It's really fun to see how he can guard, you know, different forwards. I feel like he has the speed to guard even some shooting guards that are slower, you know. But I think he can guard pretty much any 4 and any 3 in the league. And I just think that's just such a tremendous skill to have in this modern NBA where it's all about pacing and all about spacing. To have a player like Darius Bazley. Obviously, the next guy is Shai. Shai, I think, is really, really going to have an all-star year. I think he's going to obviously be the face of the franchise going into year 3. It's just I think his numbers are just going to continue being more efficient. Like this year, he's literally doubled his assist totals. He went from being 3.5 assists a game to basically 7 assists a game. And he's about the same in the steals. I just see him becoming this all-around threat. It's just crazy that now he's in his 3rd season, and you can see that he's taking advantage of that massive wingspan he has to, you know, contest shots, get rebounds, and just be the facilitator of the offense. It's just really crazy to think about that. Shai is kind of like this team's like everything. He's the guy who makes this work. This is the reason why I think this team is the best young team, is because they have Shai, who I could really think could be an all-NBA player. I think he's not just an all-star. I think he has the potential to be an all-NBA player, one of the better, you know, guards in the league. Because what do you guys think Shai is? Is he a point forward, or is he a point guard? Or is he a combo guard with point guard skills? I want to hear that, because I see him lately. He's been playing more of a point guard role. Mike Muscala has turned into one of the best stretch 5s in the NBA. I never expected that to be a thing, but he really is having a career high this year. Just in, it seems like every statistic except rebounding. He's never been the best rebounder, and that's fine. But he's shooting 50% from the 3-point line, and that's wild. He's just has the ability just to stretch the floor, and it's crazy. He's also born from the same place I was. He's born in St. Louis Park, Minnesota. That's where I was born. I only lived in Minnesota until I was 5, but a little tidbit for you guys there if you guys didn't know that. But yeah, Mike Muscala just adds a dimension to this offense that they're able to attack the paint and the rim at will while not worrying about clogging the floor because Mike Muscala is usually at the corner or at the top of the three-point line. So it's great there. I know George Hill is playing point guard role too, and he's kind of taking the Chris Paul role this year as being the leader and picking and choosing when needing to go off. Like he can still, I feel like, not take over a game, but take over as the facilitator of the offense. And I think he's gonna have his best year since his Pacers day. Like, it's crazy to think about that he's bounced from the Jazz, the Cavs, the Kings, the Bucks, and now he's on the Thunder after being a mainstay in Indiana for what seemed like forever. But yeah, he's a guy who I think is just gonna have like just all around good numbers for the team. It's nothing's gonna pop off, but I think it's gonna be one of his better scoring years. Like, he'll be scoring a lot more than we're used to George Hill, just because I think he'll need to. I like what they're doing with Al Horford. Al Horford is looking better than he did last year, and he wasn't actually that bad as people said he was last year. But he's hitting his three-point shots, and I like how they're using him in the way, again, like they're really not asking him to be, even though he's rebounding really well this year compared to years prior. Like right now, technically, he's having his best rebounding season since his third to last season in Atlanta. And obviously, defensively, Al Horford is nowhere near what he used to be. And same thing, like he's not, like he'll have some nights where you have like 4 assists, but Al Horford is just doing a better job of shooting threes, and they're just putting Al Horford in a position to be successful, which I think is the most important thing. But this is a team that I really love, mainly Theo Maledon, who I think is better than Killian Hayes and is showing that he's better than Killian Hayes. And it's great to see him play because I think Theo Maledon is going to surprise people. I think him and Shai could be one of the better backcourts in the NBA without a doubt. I really do believe that. And he's a player people need to watch because, yeah, I know right now he's not doing anything eye-popping, but, man, Theo Maledon, I bet you, will be a borderline all-star without a doubt. I have that much confidence in the guy. I think he's that good. And, you know, another guy that I'm also in that line is Alexei Pokusevsky. I heard it's like a Pokusevsky. I thought it was Pokovetsky, but it's like Pokusevsky. Is another guy who's been playing like a little bit of minutes. It's not like he's playing like hella minutes. He like had, you know, got into the teens tonight, but he's a guy who I also believe the lineup could maybe be Darius Bazley at 4 at the, like it could be Shai, Theo, Lou Dort, Pokusevsky, and Darius Bazley as the starting lineup for this team. I could see that being the future. I really do see that being the future. But that's the video, guys. Let me hear down below. I think this team could sneak into the 8th seed. Probably going to be like the 14th or the 13th pick. But this video, guys. Hope you guys have a great day because I know I will. So, guys, peace out.